Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about happiness, and basically, I found that sort of what happiness is the feeling of progression. So it's the feeling of working towards something. That's why, you lay down to sleep at the end of the day and you accomplish nothing. You feel like total garbage. That's like your consciousness, your subconscious actually, telling you that you fucked up. That whatever you were trying to accomplish, whatever intent you had was not fulfilled, and there's something there. And so I think we have to be honest with ourselves. When you lay down to go to sleep at night, how do you feel about what happened during the day? Now, there's things that you can do to supplement that feeling of not working through things and succeeding things. Now, keep in mind, part of the reason why you feel that way is because when you accomplish things, you get dopamine and serotonin, so it's sort of chemically oriented. It's biologically and evolutionary oriented for sure. Whether it's spiritually oriented, we can discuss and debate that later, but definitely biological. Now, it's not like you're just doing these things so that you can get that dopamine and that serotonin, because it's something that's very important to understand is you're going to immediately get that dopamine and serotonin, but also in the long run, things around you physically, around your environment, as you progress through things. You're working out, you get more muscle, you get stronger. That's awesome. So you're going to feel good physically, not just getting that dopamine and serotonin, but your body's going to function better. You're going to just physically feel better overall, and you're going to be able to accomplish much more, have much more energy and things like this. If you are moving forward in your work, or you're moving forward in your school, you're completing these courses, you're creating things, you're constructing a systemization of things that's going to allow you to progress through society, that's going to allow you to progress through the world. Or you're a musician, you're creating music, you created a bunch of great songs, you're going to be able to use those songs to prop you up and move yourself forward through the world, move yourself forward into sort of a reality that you're looking for, self-actualizing yourself. So it's important to understand that, these things that have not only immediate serotonin and dopamine creation ability, also have dopamine and serotonin creation ability in the long run, have significant value to them. And those are things that you should really be focusing on and trying to incorporate into your life, because it's going to be good for you. Not only that, but it's going to create a good environment around you. It's going to allow you to associate with people also that have the same mentality. And having that mentality is probably something that's good, because you're probably going to attract a lot of people that are just like that, and they're going to have a lot of great things around them as well, so they're going to have a lot more happiness as well, and so you're going to attract happy people around you. And, with all those people, it's going to make your life even more important, or more significant, more valuable, and more happy in general. Now, it is important to understand that there are people out there that work hard and accomplish things, and they do get that dopamine and serotonin, but they do it in a negative way, so they use negative reinforcement. They make themselves uncomfortable and make themselves unhappy to get themselves to do things. Like, for example, if you go into the army, you have your army sergeant yelling at you and screaming at you, and that motivates you to jump that hurdle to, do those push-ups or whatever it is that you're doing in the military. So that's a way of doing things. But in the long run, is that going to make you happy? Because, doing a lot of things that make you unhappy, that is kind of a burden you carry with you emotionally speaking. And that's not exactly necessarily going to create an environment around you that's sustainable or enjoyable, because can you continue with doing something that's negative, that makes you feel bad, even if it's giving you the dopamine and serotonin, even if you're constructing something, if what you're constructing is sort of constructed on the basis of this sort of negativity, your life is probably going to be in shambles. You have some kind of success, but there's probably going to be a lot of self-destruction and just destruction generally and chaos around you, because you're not constructing things based on balance and self-improvement and with a goal of being happy. So that's the thing. You have to work hard and move forward to accomplish things, but you have to also do it with an intent towards happiness. So if you're just doing it to accomplish that stuff, or just because you want money, or whatever it is that you're doing, then that's not going to make happiness. Now, I want to bring this conversation back to the type of dopamine and serotonin creation that only lasts in the moment. We're talking drugs, we're talking alcohol, we're talking food, and things like this. It's important that you understand that these things are not sustainable, and that their happiness is fleeting. It's only going to make you happy in that moment. It's not going to make you happy extendedly in the long run. It's only going to make you happy now, and if you continue overeating, you continue over drinking, smoking, whatever it is that you're up to doing, that stuff's going to wear you down, and it's going to, destroy you over time. It's not something that you can continue. Now, occasionally indulging in this stuff is not going to have a huge effect on you, though it might have a little bit of an effect on you. And so it's very important to consider that in the long run, if you're involved in eating for pleasure, if you're involved in alcohol consumption to a large extent, or smoking or something like this, I'm not here to talk bad. I'm not here to say that you're a bad person or anything like this. I do these things too, and I'm trying not to do them as much as I can, though I'm struggling a little bit in the boredom of my life. It's a difficult thing, but these things are in the long run not sustainable, not good. And so if we incorporate more things that in the long run are good, and that still give us dopamine and serotonin, like going for a run, like becoming a runner, riding your bike regularly, things like this, you're going to still feel good, you're going to be occupied with things, and in the long run is going to be very good for you. So it's very important to consider that. I still indulge in consumption of tea. It's a stimulant, it's mild. If you're going to do any of these things that make sure that you do things that are best for you. So even if you need sweets, eat a bunch of fruit or something like that. You can turn these things into things that are much more sustainable, that are much better for you. And so instead of the chocolate, choose a peach, right, or something like that. This is very important to think about this stuff. And I just wanted to share my thoughts with everybody. If you guys have any other ideas, please let me know. This is sort of my philosophy, something I'm trying to implement in my life. I'm just giving you scientific facts about the way the body works. This is how the body works, so we need to really seriously consider this in the way that we live our lives, because if we don't, we're not living with logic, we're not living with truth, we're not living honestly. And we're doing things that are bad for us. And if you love yourself, if you love being alive, if you don't want to waste this experience, you have to live better. And that's your responsibility as a human being. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.